After spending the morning at the Grand Canyon, it was time to head toward my next stop, Zion National Park. I headed east toward Cameron and then north toward Page, eventually making my way toward Kanab, Utah. Someone online had told me that there was a bunch of camping there, BLM land, but I'm not really familiar with all of that. And because, well, I don't know, something happens later that I tell you about. You'll understand why I picked a hotel room. And this is one of those drives where you begin to realize just how big the West is. There's just a lot of nothing. I'm not kidding. A lot of nothing out there. Beautiful nothing, mind you. But a lot of nothing. Along the way, I stopped for gas at this tiny little gas station. 2 pumps in Bodaway Gap, Arizona. There were only a couple of pumps, and across the road was what looked like an old trading post that had looked like it had been closed for quite some time. Not really sure, but it looked like it. As I got out of the car, I noticed a few dogs crossing the road. They seemed to be following an older gentleman, so I really didn't think too much about them. Until they came over to my car. Someone had dumped what looked like an ice cream container behind where I had parked my car, and suddenly these dogs started fighting over it. There were about 5 of them. It was quite intense. And I kind of hurried along with my gas filling, and one of them very quickly made it clear that he was in charge. Okay, I'm paying attention now. I started around the front of the car, because they're at the back of the car, to get back into the driver's seat. But as I did this, the pack leader, he wandered around the driver's side of the car up in front of me and started to head towards me as I came around the front of the car, growling with his teeth showing, head down. So I clapped my hands and yelled, "Hey, hey, hey!" And he backed off, kind of rounded out, if you will, still barking, and he backed off. So, good, I thought, except he started coming towards me again. This scared me. And now another dog from the back of the car was coming up behind me too, also growling, head down, teeth showing. Yeah, okay, I'm good here. I clapped my hands again, clap, 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 yelled again, "Hey, hey, hey!" Jumped into my car, and I got the heck out of there. And I can tell you, of everything that happened during this trip, that was probably the most significantly frightening thing that happened along my way. Mostly, I just met really nice people. Not bears. Not even hiking alone scared me. Not sleeping in my car in the middle of nowhere scared me. Dogs at the Sinclair station in Bodaway Gap, Arizona? Who knew? But that's traveling. A few minutes later, when you're back on the road and the world gets beautiful again, eventually I crossed into Utah, stopped to get out my picture of the state sign, because apparently I'm physically incapable of driving past one without taking a picture, or anything else for that matter, and continued on to Kanab. I couldn't find a campground that worked for me that night, so I stayed at a very nice, clean, quality inn. And after the dog incident and a long day of driving, I was perfectly happy with that decision. The next morning, I got up early and headed to Zion. And this drive, oh my gosh, there was snow along the road. Everything down around me was still in that cool early morning shadow, but the sun was beginning to hit the very tops of the mountains. They were glowing, orange and gold against, I don't know, this soft blue sky with clouds that would streak across us and the red sunshine that would streak across the sky in places. And as I got farther into Zion, I started going through the tunnels. Inside, almost completely dark. And then you'd come to one of those openings, and suddenly there were these massive sunlit mountains framed right in front of you. It was just gorgeous. And I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be good. Well, you're not supposed to stop inside those mountains, because usually there's thousands and thousands of other cars, but I happened to drive through at such an early morning hour. There was no one else in that tunnel but me. And I stopped, rolled down my window. I didn't get out. And I snapped a shot. Or 2, maybe 3. Anyway, that's me. because by the time I got to the visitor center, all that beautiful sunlight was pretty much gone. So I was glad I did stop and get the photos. It was overcast, it was really cold, and the whole personality of that park had changed. Before heading out, I wandered around the visitor center for a bit and found a condor t-shirt. And I had to buy it for my husband. I just had to. Because, well, his dad used to say, I eat like a bird, like a condor. And we'd all laugh. And he said this a lot. So, he passed away quite a long time ago. Now, can't even believe it's been that long, but it has. And as soon as I saw that shirt, I thought of him. And I thought of my husband. And so that came home with me to give to my husband. And my husband actually wears it quite a bit, even though he's not much onto national park t-shirts. But in this case, he wears it, and that makes me smile. I have one water bottle. It's glass. I got it at Starbucks years ago. So happy I have it. And I filled it up at one of their fresh water spigots outside. I was bundled up. It was really cold, and that water coming out of that spigot was really cold. Headed out along the creek. And I have to tell you, I love this Zion. It wasn't the Zion you'd normally see in photographs. Those beautiful rust-colored mountains I'd seen glowing in the sunshine earlier were now gray and black beneath this heavy winter sky. There was snow on the ground, bare trees, hardly anybody around. And then there was the water. In places, the creek was this almost pearly blue color against all those dark cliffs. It was absolutely surreal. Sometimes it would look a little green. Sometimes it was perfectly clear. Interesting the way the light plays with water and the way that it looks in a photograph. And it was so quiet, like really quiet. I'd come into the park thinking that beautiful golden light was going to be the story. It was going to be what I photographed. But instead, in an hour or so, I got to see two completely different versions of Zion. And I wouldn't trade that second one for the first. That's the one of the things that I've come to love about traveling this way. I don't always know what's going to happen. And I'm certainly not fearless. Trust me. Ask the dogs at Boataway Gap. I was definitely scared. There are moments when I'm scared. Not many. There are moments when I'm cold. I actually hate that more, in all honesty. There are moments when I wonder, what on earth am I doing out here by myself? But they're moments, and then they pass. And what I'm left with are mornings like this one. Driving into Zion while the sun kisses the tops of the mountains. Looking through a dark tunnel and seeing those cliffs glowing on the other side. Walking beside that beautiful blue creek with almost no one else around. Those are the things that I remember. Yeah, the dogs too. So no, you don't have to be fearless to go. You just have to decide that a few scary moments aren't going to keep you from all the awesome ones. And on this particular morning, the awesome quite literally outshined the scary. Until the next adventure, let's just go. I just wanted to pop in and say I'm really sorry for the filthy window. I'm not a professional at this. I don't have professional equipment like GoPros or mounts to put it outside my vehicle to make sure that these are pristine images. So you're seeing it the way you would have seen it had you driven through it. You could say it's an authentic filming of Zion National Park or any of the parks that I put up here. I filmed through my window with my cell phone, and that's what you're seeing. But I did want to say, really sorry for the dirty window. Anyway, I hope you do enjoy the videos and the pictures. And if you think I should shorten them next time, let me know. I can also speed through them if you're okay with that. Just let me know how you want it done, and I'll try to do my best. All right. Bye-bye.